time to join me on my channel, Nigel's View on Things. How you doing? How you keeping? Hope everybody's safe and sound where you are. Today we're going to be looking at some of your pictures, some of your videos and some interesting things that I come across. One of those is what you're looking at now. I walked into the front room, my wife was watching TV and I got to see this, a swan with cygnets on its back. How wonderful nature can be. It's gorgeous, but what actually followed made me sit up and pay attention. I needed to rewind it and record it. Now let me show you what I found.
On the back of Mum there, catching a little bit of a lift, and we did see some beautiful sunrises too with this one here, a little bit of Sirius higher up in the atmosphere there, just reflecting that sunshine, gave a lovely start to the day. You can see the Sirius just melting away through today, earlier satellite and radar picture, near enough wall-to-wall clear blue sky.
Wall-to-wall clear blue skies, that's a rarity. Normally when you get to see that, there's nothing in the sky to take any notice of. But let me just show you this. Let's go back just that little bit for all those people that actually missed it. And let's go to here. Let me just play this. Look at this natural cloud formation made by HAARP.
Satellite and radar picture.
I'm sure this is a normal thing to see in the sky and many people would not actually notice what's going on there. But never mind. We've got this weather presenter telling us exactly what's in front of our sun. Every morning, every night, we get these clouds hiding things. Our sun is yellow, people. No sun, no life. Don't even go there. Sun Simulator is white. Sun Simulator is there for a different reason, along with these Sirius clouds to hide things in the sky with other technology like lenses and, well, what other technology do they have? Mind-boggling. Red on the outside. I wonder what's causing that. And it looks like he's having a moment, that's for sure. These are not clouds made by nature. These are clouds made by humans. You don't believe me? And a very, very good morning to you. Look at Charlie Boy in the air, having a good old spray. Hey, what you trying to hide there in the sky, Sonny Jim? Yeah, everything is absolutely normal. Look at our sky. It looks like, yeah, very, very healthy. We got to breathe that stuff in, haven't we? Where you going? What you doing? I'm sure that's costing us absolute thousands for you to spray that poison in the sky. Oh, of course, it's just a contrail. Just vapour out of the engines. I'm sure it is. Nothing more, nothing less. Wonderful. And that just stretches for miles and miles and miles. At any rate, I took this video on the 20th of May at 18 minutes past 5 as our sun's starting to rise through the sky. And as you can see up here, we've got Sirius clouds, very, very serious. And we've got a arrow object just here. It looks like it's got a hole in the centre. I'm not even too sure if what we're looking at here is an actual plane, but many people still argue what we're looking at is water vapour out of an engine. Doctor's Education site, and it deals with earth science for kids, weather and clouds. I come across something that I need to point out, but also this helps us understand the videos we're just about to watch. What are clouds made of? Clouds are made up of tiny droplets or frozen crystals of water. How do clouds form? Most clouds form as warm air rises in the atmosphere and cools down. All air contains some water vapour, and warm air can hold more water vapour than cold air. As warm air cools, the water vapour turns into tiny droplets of water or ice. As more and more air cools down, more droplets form and they eventually become a cloud. So what they're basically saying, something that's warm in a cold environment produces a water vapour, basically steam. Like when you boil a kettle when it's cold, we get steam. When you run a hot tap in a cold environment, we get steam. When you're walking outside when it's on a winter's day, we get steam, water vapour. When you've walked and you look round, that water vapour's gone. It doesn't leave a great big trail behind you as far as the eye can see. it's water vapour. It just disappears, just like when you start your car on a winter's morning, you get water vapour. Very, very important. So down here, what we can see is it tells us all about the clouds, and it also gives us a lovely picture. Very, very interesting picture. And they're telling us all about the different clouds. And then you've got contrails just here. And yet again, a little bit more buff about what we're looking at just up here. Tells us about how the clouds float. And we've also got some interesting facts about clouds. A cloud that forms on the ground is called fog. Some cloud that you see in the sky might be from airplanes. These are called contrails. What? We know that something that's hot in a cold environment produces a water vapour, and that is a steam. Your car's no exception on a winter's morning, like I said. So what they're trying to say is planes have a different type of engine that produce. Why are you trying to lie? Well, not trying to, you're just lying to our children. You're just lying to everybody. And if they can lie about this fact, they can lie about anything. Hey, just saying. But yet, like I said, people will still argue with what I'm trying to say. They're not spraying our skies, Nige. These are just contrails. Right, let's have a look at the contrails coming out of the engines, that water vapour that everybody's telling me is exactly what's going on. And as the camera zooms in, we can actually see that is not the case. What we're looking at is spray ports at the end of the wings. Water vapour out of the engines, of course it is. What we're looking at here is DNA strands in the sky. Why am I actually calling it that? Because they're spraying us with finely chopped up particles of aluminium, fiberglass, strontium, barium, lithium, and many other different chemicals. And we've got to breathe that in, and at some stage that will connect with our DNA, I'm sure. So you try and tell me what we're looking at is water vapour. I'm just gonna, yeah, right. Why are they doing it? There's 60,000 weather modification patents, and I'll leave the links to that in the description box down below, nice and simple for everybody to find. Many people say they're waging war on the public by manipulating the weather to make it bad. What I think they're doing is they're spraying the skies to hide things. Number one, there's things in the sky that they don't actually want us to see, but also what I think they're doing is manipulating the weather, not for bad, but for good. Because as these objects, these planets come towards us, it's actually changing the world in many different ways. And one of that is it's changing our weather patterns, and they've got to make things normal. But what do I know? It's global climate change. Cows are farting in the field. It's because you're burning stuff on a barbecue. You're breathing too much CO2. It's bad. The next clip we're just about to look at is from Hobinson, and I will leave the links to everybody that I'm talking about in the description box down below that sent pictures in if they've got channels. Go over, say hello, share the love. They're just trying to get the truth out there, showing you some very, very strange things. But she sent me a clip at 35,000 feet. She's in a plane looking out the window, and there must be a plane in front because we're looking at serious clouds. That's what we're told. DNA strands in the sky. Just a closer look, but unfortunately the quality is not the best. Lovely. Look at that. Of course, you still believe it's water vapour? You need to turn this video off. And by the way, if you do believe it's water vapour, I've got some powdered water for sale. Comes with a free bag of condensation. Just a closer look at what we're seeing in the skies. I'm sure they're not trying to poison us, are they? Right, let's have a look at Butcher Hill West, 2020 06 of May, and you can see that the chemtrails are being sprayed in the sky. Oh, sorry, cirrus clouds. In the background, we've got this false horizon. This will turn black as the sun rises and sets. But they're spraying or geoengineering the skies for many different other reasons. Like I say, to hide things in the sky, there's things that they don't want us to actually see. Many people will say this is a planet. If it was that close in the sky, it would cause a little bit of devastation. What we're looking at is a very complex system of lenses. How do we know it's a lens? Because we get this rainbow effect. When you get upside down rainbows, normally it's off a lens system that's in the sky. Yeah, just a normal thing. How do we know it's an actual lens? Because as the clip progresses, we can see that there's two lines just there. And we get interaction between this white object, our sun simulator, and the lens that's in the sky. And it's a little bit more clearer just there. You always know when you've got a lens because we get to see the two lines, like I say. This is not a lens flare because it's not acting like a lens flare. It's going with our sun, or our sun simulator, and as the sun starts to set, we get this blue hue of the LEDs of that sun simulator, and the sky starts to flash. Just normal. Oh, it's lovely. Yes, indeed, it is. But it's definitely not normal. Mrs. Croggins sent this picture in, thank you very much, and you can see the date on the picture is the 11th of May 2020, and it looks like it's from Antarctica. At first glance we can see there's a lens in the sky just there, and a lens in the sky just there, and we've got our sun and the sun simulator just here. White, yellow, red, always white, yellow, red, and we've got a multitude of lenses being projected backwards onto the lens of the camera. This tells me that there is a multitude of lenses in the sky. How many, I'm not rightly too sure, but it is a very, very complex system of lenses. Of course, they're just water droplets on the camera, Nige. Of course they are, if you say so. What we're looking at is from Big Black Mountain West, 2020 to 24th of May, and you can see our sun and sun simulator coming through the sky. Things dancing about in the sky just over here. Lots of flashes of light, but we can actually see the lens system being projected onto the lens of the camera. You've got no chance of looking up and actually seeing these lenses at all. You can see there's two lines there. What we're looking at, I do believe, is a Fresnel lens system. And as our sun and sun simulator come down, there seems to be another lens just there, and you've got the two lines. What is going on? Yeah, is this coming off our sun, or is this maybe just a spider web floating about? See that curtain of darkness just there hiding things? And you can see the interaction. You're not going to see anything behind that at all, unless you've got a camera, and it looks like there's another lens system just there. And our sun starts to flash, the red spinning planet, and everything looks normal. No, it doesn't. Not at all. What we're looking at is Mount Laguna West. Yet again, it's the 24th of May 2020, and yet it is the west. If we pay attention to what's going on up here, as our sun and sun simulator start to come down through the sky, there's lots and lots of flashing going on underneath this object here. Yet again, another lens just here. Goes hand in hand with the last bit of footage we just looked at, and we've got this object. Many people will say what we're looking at is a lens flare. This doesn't act like a lens flare. This acts like a lens flare. This is moving with our sun and sun simulator. There's a black dot on that object is the sun simulator, and there seems to be something red behind it with another. I wonder if it's been projected through lenses, and we've got it there. Don't forget, a lens flare will move the opposite direction to the light source, as we can see here. This is going down, this is going up, this is actually moving with this object here. And then those Sirius clouds suddenly interact with each other and then wipe out what's on the horizon. Very, very interesting. Red, yeah. We could see the lens system interaction just there. And our sun and sun simulator start to set yet again. And the sky changes and starts to flash. I'm sure that's normal, the way it pulses. I'd like to thank Kevin O and Banshee for sending these videos in. This just proves that there is a lens system in front of this object that we call our sun. Our scientists try to tell us what we're looking at is ice crystals, and it's a rare event. Now, if we go back 6 years, we have no records of this at all. No pictures, no videos. Any given day that you can go outside, you'll see absolutely nothing at all. If you point a camera, take pictures, take videos, you'll get to see things. Right time, right place, right angle. But when it's heavily chemtrailed, geo-engineered, Sirius clouds, we get to see things like this in our sky. Many people will say what we're looking at is a reflection of the dome, but yet again, if this was so, it would be back through history and we would see many pictures and videos of such, and we don't. Like I say, 5-6 years ago, there are no pictures, no videos, but this actually does prove, especially in this video, there are a multitude of lenses in the sky. They're hiding things that they don't want us to see, because if they did, if the people of the world saw what was in the sky, they might have a moment and a little bit of chaos may ensue. Look at this. This looks like an eye in the sky. Totally normal. You don't need a camera. You can just go outside, and many people around the world see this every single day. But even though I'm telling you this, many people will disagree with what I'm saying. It's ice crystals, Nige. They're not chemtrailing. It's water vapour. Whatever you like. Whatever you like. What we're actually looking at is a picture of the moon and not the sun. It's getting very hard to tell the difference between the two, and many people have noticed this. There's technology in front of our sun, but there's also technology in front of our moon. And the reason for that, which I've shown many different times, and so have many different other people, is because it may raise a few questions when that stays red. There's a channel out there called Rise Up with Risey. I'll leave the links to his channel in the description box down below, and he shows the moon just switching from red to white at a flick of a switch. But you can see there's a lens system in play here. And don't forget, when you see those upside down rainbows, you're actually looking at the side of a lens, and you can see many different ones here. This just proves there's a lensing system in front of this object as well. Upside down rainbow, upside down rainbow, upside down rainbow. So when you get those, you're actually looking at a side of a lens. I'd like to thank John C for letting me use these pictures, and you can see the date is the 25th of 5th 2020. Time is 22:22. Lots of twos going on there. And we can see we've got a crescent moon, and we've got the moon near Earthshine, a relatively new thing that it's the street lights, so we're being told. If you believe that, you'll believe absolutely anything. And we've got this abnormality just here. Looks like a cushion behind this object. A little bit red going on around here, and it really does go along with what I've been saying about the technology in front of the moon. Next picture, 25th of the 5th 2020, 22:23. And yet again, exactly the same thing. Let's have a look at the next picture, and it's a little bit closer. We can see that redness going on there, and yes, something that we really shouldn't be able to see is the dark side. Go to the dark side. At any rate, we've got this cushion just here, an abnormality. Now I've got something that I can show you that goes along with this. 1, 2, 3, 4. What we're looking at is Butcher Hill West, 6th of May 2020, and you can see that this is our moon and there's an object behind it which goes hand in hand with John C's picture, although it's reversed. This is a bit more lit up, and I believe what we're looking at is a lens system in the sky. We've got a green light flashing here. I'm sure somebody's trying to summon the Green Hornets.
Citizens, rides the Green Hornet.
You can see it's a bit red here, and we've got these serious clouds coming through the sky, and as it goes you could see it's very, very red around the outside, and down here it's a little bit orange. Very upset to find out the moon was not made of cheese. It makes no difference, and you can see how red it is just there. I'm sure those are just street lights, that's what's causing that effect. Although most street lights are now white LEDs. Something quite interesting happens here. It starts to flash, and we can see this curtain of darkness suddenly appear, and this moon will suddenly disappear just about now, but it's going to turn extremely red. Of course, that's the atmosphere causing that effect, and it doesn't really look like it goes any further than that. It just looks like it disappears, and that's what that curtain of darkness does. And then we get this wave of cloud just descending. Very, very strange, don't you think? It's perspective. It's just normal. But there you go. Well, 3 pictures and 1 video that go hand in hand. So as you can see, there's a number of different technologies up in the sky being hidden from us. Without the aid of a digital camera, we wouldn't actually see anything at all. It's very well hidden. The digital camera just gives us that advantage, right time, right place and right angle. You'll get something that you really, really shouldn't do. You can believe what you like. Nige, you're absolutely mad. You're talking rubbish. It's there in front of you. It's there to hide things that we're not supposed to see. Things are getting extremely red, and one of those red things that are coming towards us is the red spinning planet. If you've been with me any given amount of time, you would have seen how this has actually progressed and changed over time. August the 21st, 2016, Eldridge Rock South. And this isn't a lens flare. This isn't our sun. This is a projected image through the lenses that are in the sky being projected backwards onto the camera. And as you can see there, it's got petals. Yeah, our sun hasn't got petals. Like I said, through time it's progressed and become more defined. So moving forwards to the 1st of February 2019, Cank Podger Pass Southwest, and you can see this object is spinning. This is, like I say, not a lens flare. And here comes our sun and sun simulator. Don't forget, no sun, no life. The sun simulator is there for a different reason, and you can see it's blue, white, blue, white, blue, white. It'll make its mind up. That's a lens flare. That is not. That black dot just there is the sun simulator, red around the outside. That sky looks like a great big one-way mirror. That sun simulator is there for a different reason, different purpose. It's actually hiding a lot of stuff that's going on in our skies. People see that in our sky? There's going to be absolute chaos. I think you can agree. And as the sun descends and hides behind that hill, that object disappears. Moving up to the present day, 29th of May 2020, I'd like to thank Lesby for sending this in. Yukon River Bridge, southeast 140 degrees. We're looking at the FAA advisory weather cameras. Pictures on this every 10 minutes. We're looking at the red spinning planet. More defined now. It's getting closer, but if we still look up, we won't be able to see it without the aid of a digital camera. And many people will say what we're looking at is our sun spinning. This spins too fast to be our sun. You can see the red here. We're feeling the effects of this object and its friends as they come towards us. It's changing our weather patterns. It's increasing the earthquakes, the volcanoes. The poles are actually starting to move, and at some stage this object and its friends will interact with the sun and cause a major CME. I mean, the American government have already told us to prepare for a lights out event. Ooh, what? There you go, it's spinning. You can tell me that is our sun spinning. Like I said, without the aid of a digital camera, we wouldn't actually get to see this. This is being projected backwards onto the lens of the camera. And if people saw this, like I said, there will be chaos, and you can see it disappearing backwards. And it's just like it was never there. So there you go, many different types of technologies in front of our faces, in plain sight, being hidden. Just like a magician using misdirection, using smoke and mirrors, you're never going to get to see anything at all.
There have been many high-tech approaches to try and achieve cloaking, and the basic idea behind these high-tech or exotic materials is to take light and have it pass around something as if it isn't there. And so we just figured a very simple way of doing that can just be using standard lenses.
Unless you've got a digital camera, right time, right place, right angle, point that camera, take a picture or a video, and we'll get to see something that is truly hidden.
This to work, you can't just use one lens, but you have to use 4 lenses. And you just set them up according to this equation and their focal points. So this focal point is our invisibility point. But then as you keep going, in order for the background to not look distorted, you have to recorrect the light that you made diverge right there. But the problem is that the image is now flipped 180 degrees. Okay, so watch as I dangle something in front of the lens, how it just disappears.
We get to see something that shouldn't really be there. There's also technology that we can see in plain sight. When they're geoengineering our skies, and our scientists are, we get to see the lens system in plain sight. In front of that object that we call our sun. Our sun is yellow, that object is white. But we get to see the lens. Oh, it's ice crystals, we're told. And they're not geoengineering the sky because it's just water vapour. But we're being told by our scientists that they're actually doing this. They need to block the sun out. You can argue what they're doing is using weather warfare against the masses. I'm saying that they're engineering the weather to make it look normal, to make things look absolutely as they should be. But nature tells us a different story. There's also a sun simulator there in place, along with the chemtrails that turn our sky into a big one-way mirror. Along with the lens system, you're not going to get to see anything. That sun simulator does not replace our sun. It's there for a different purpose. That black dot on the sun simulator is the sun simulator. Many people will say what we're looking at is a CMOS sensor overload. I've proved this many different times that it's not. But it's for you to decide. Best bit of footage that I've actually seen is from the Xeon Warrior. I'll leave the links to his channel in the description box down below, nice and simple for everybody to find. For me, this just proves that this black object is spinning. Really something that we shouldn't see on camera. With everything all together, we're not going to see anything in the sky because people look up and see something that shouldn't be there. The world will turn into mush, will turn into chaos. Anyway, that's all I've got for you now. Much love, much peace, and I'll catch you next time. Take care.
Look at that thing spin, you guys. I'm telling you, this thing projects. It's very rare to get this on tape, and I got it for 30 days straight. That's what started one of my investigations into this sun filter. And look at the sun pulsating, you guys. I don't know if you noticed that.
Look at the sun pulsating.